Good evening. I'm Leanne Jurari. Welcome to Business PNG, your weekly look at business news and updates. In this difficult economy, PNG's biggest retailing network, City Pharmacy Limited Group, has not shied away from investment opportunities. The company, along with its partners, have opened a number of outlets in the new Waigani Central complex and will be opening several more in the next couple of months. Ventures such as the new do-it-yourself concept store House Depot can be seen as a risk in this economy, but the company is adamant on taking risks and facing the challenges that come with it. Construction of the $19 billion ExxonMobil-led PNG LNG gas project ended earlier this year with first export of liquefied natural gas shipped to the Asian markets ahead of schedule. As a result, there is already evidence of a slowdown as construction tasks are completed. This slowdown is reflected in Bank of Papua New Guinea figures, which reported a slowing of employment growth since September 2012. Any decline is certainly not deterring the City Pharmacy Group of companies' investment plan. The company opened the new shopping complex Waigani Central in the first quarter of the year, with additions a brand new supermarket as part of their Stop and Shop franchise, a do-it-yourself concept store aptly called House Depot, as well as a second more affordable multiplex cinema, Paradise Cinemas. Founded in 1986 with humble beginnings as a pharmacy chain, CPL Group is a publicly listed company on the Port Moresby Stock Exchange and is one of the country's leading retail and wholesale organization. CPL is one of a number of retailers expanding and upgrading their operations.
Of course, it's more to do with, we look at aspects such as acquisitions, mergers. We as an organization, we try to grow organically. At the same time, we also look at acquisitions in the market, so where we can grow, so to ensure that the business is growing year after year.
Despite an economic slowdown in 2013, the company managed to successfully retain its market share to protect its revenues by registering a sales growth of 9% from 357.21 million kina in 2012 to 388.72 million kina in 2013. CPL Group's share price also traded strongly and showed an appreciation of 26% in December 2012 to December 2013. This is according to the chairman's statement by CPL Chairman Mahesh Patel. Though their retail suppliers suffered degrowth in double-digit nationally in 2013 due to economic slowdown, lower commodity prices and so forth, CPL Group is still confident that the market is going to pick up in the later part of 2014.
So we have been constantly challenging ourselves and ensuring that we try to bring those standards, what's available internationally, and let the people of Papua New Guinea enjoy that privilege of being, like Papua New Guinea is no different to any other country. So we want the Papua New Guineans to enjoy those benefits and, of course, the experience that customer, the shopping and stuff like that. Yeah.
The company recently opened the nation's first do-it-yourself concept store at the new Waigani Central complex, aptly titled House Depot. It is a revolutionary project costing CPL and its shareholders over 7 million kina. The storeroom is approximately 3,000 square meters with wide and spacious aisles that stock hardware and home equipment from furniture to kitchen needs and garden tools.
And when we talk about we can do it yourself, it is more to do with, you're trying to get away with the third person, like you can get away with the carpentry man and you can get away with the electrician or whatever it is. So the concept of DIY is wherein you will be getting that opportunity to build your own. And nowadays the cost of building is getting expensive day by day. And you'll find in developed countries like Australia, New Zealand, Singapore, Malaysia, it is the same concept what they use, and in which it allows the consumers to come to a store. It gives a avenue to go and pick a product and look at how does it help them in the day-to-day life. And sometimes certain products they are unable to install and they need a third person on outsource basically, and that's where DIY is a different concept wherein you can do it yourself and we provide the training in House Depot. That's the unique thing about it.
In this economic time that has resulted in the depreciation of the kina, the store's management team hopes House Depot will supply homeowners with easy-to-assemble hardware and home improvement products, which will allow them to experiment and create, whilst also educating said customers on the use of tools, as well as fixing and plumbing for customers.
DIY, do it yourself. So there's going to be a lot of new learning for the public, for the community, such as learn how to paint, learn how to tile, learn how to install windows. So it's something that hasn't been seen in the hardware business before, and that's going to drive learning for the public about how to take control of improvement their own living environments.
The opening of the depot has seen the creation of more than 100 jobs, 50% of which were given to women. Also recently opened and tucked away on the other end of the shopping complex is the second Paradise Cinemas, a joint business venture between CPL Group, PNG FM and Damora Group from Fiji. I'm here at the brand new Paradise Cinemas Waigani Central. Now, the concept of this complex is that it caters to a more family-oriented audience as opposed to the Vision City Paradise Cinemas. With 3 silver screens and 539 seats, it creates an immersive digital 2D and 3D experience for the whole family. To date, CPL Group has now established 7 strong retail brands, namely City Pharmacy, Stop & Shop, Hardware House, Bon Cafe, Homemaker, Paradise Cinemas, and Eagle Boys Pizza. The company employs more than 2,000 employees around the country, of which 95% are Papua New Guineans.
For CPL, it's never been an end. In fact, you'll find every 1 or 2 years we try to bring something different. To talk something new, we will be coming up with a new concept of a clothing boutique center, which is called as JAX. If you have heard about JAX of Fiji, they are coming into Papua New Guinea shortly. So it's going to be called as JAX of PNG, and it's going to come in the same complex where you have the Stop and Shop, House Depot, and cinemas. So that's a new concept which we're going to come up with. Eagle Boys, currently we have around 4 outlets. We're going to come with 1 more Eagle Boys outlet in Rainbow, in Gero. So I think Gero is one of the biggest residential suburb, and we believe that the people of Gero needs to be getting that privilege to come and have a nice hot pizza. So we're going to come with Eagle Boys over there. Also, we are also looking at Eagle Boys and Bon Cafe to spread across the nation. Maybe we will go to Leh, Agan, Goroka. It depends. So we have certain plans. So that's another thing about Eagle Boys.
After the break, we visit Tap Tap in the Morobe province. A rural station in Morobe is struggling to build a local economy with enough cash flow coming in from agricultural produce. Tap Tap Station, located in the mountainous borders of the Madang and Morobe province, has no road link to supply fresh vegetables and fruits to urban markets in Leh and Madang. Their coffee trees have been neglected for the last 10 years because it's expensive to carry dried beans on third-level airplanes. The people say if a road is built or subsidies are given to airlines companies, then the local economy may just take off.
Tap Tap Station is located in the mountains of Madang and Morobe. It's also several kilometers off the coast of Raikost in the Madang province. In villages surrounding Tap Tap, people still live very traditionally. They wake up each morning to a common fireplace. Here they prepare for the day's activities, mainly subsistent farming for vegetables. This woman is growing beans and peas. Her produce, like many other farmers in the station, can't be transported to markets in Leh and Madang because of high costs of transportation.
The only way
Coffee gardens have been neglected for the past 10 years. Very little has been done to develop the industry in this part of Papua New Guinea. Villagers also say that much of their fresh produce, vegetables and fruits are sold in this local market for less than half the price of its true value in urban markets.
So coffee one pot side and by taking close to 2 days or 3 days. Na lo karim go and buy 1 plus 10 kg na sol balman karim go na arap coffee basta. One kind of this side lo nabis. And taking 2 days, 3 days lo walk about na harap lang cash crop kayo so kumu lo mi pla lo yan now tu mi pla sa karim go lo nabis and buy 1 plus bilum tasol buy and tasol ina pla mi pla karim go na harap lang kumu stop mi pla karim go ron tamblo ligli kina pla mi pla karim go sali mi pla si 5 kina lo 1 pla broccoli o 1 pla cauliflower.
Fruits are grown here. Oranges have real potential in the outside market to generate income for the people. money is still needed to help purchase goods and services.
So this la long meeting up, this la demand long school fee now, la or something long. Look out in me play layer clothes now something in yard like me play now. So me play still stop yet. Me no say one road me play can help him one road. So no plenty time me play at all election time me play both more leader blah. So still me play stop yet also.
Store goods are sold for more than double the prices. Tin fish and rice are expensive in stores that operate in Tep-Tep.
Me play say happy price. So plenty only got enough cash, money also buy. Now trangu kain na po sem ini 1 month. Plenty only na blow buy. Em all stop sem before all been stop to na been stop em stop sem. Sem lo hosen me lusi mo sem 2-3,000 long cargo. Still me play mas losing 4 or 5,000 long excess long balus na bring cargo. Come do here. 2 to 3,000 long wholesale, okay. 4, 5, 6,000 long excess blow balus. Not up that. Na sample time or se mibli pilim hat and mibli sa go sa 1 to 1 to 1 or ksinkar go lo lay. Ksinkar go lo lay come 1 to 1. Buy more group can go down. Karing mo kago kama tablo yan mibli sa salen. And mibli pilim heavy long.
Much of the station's services such as health, education and communication depends on air services. There has been talks by previous administration from both the Madang and Morobe provincial government to create some sort of link into Tep-Tep station, but to this date nothing has been done. For now the people have to endure high costs of goods coming in from air freight. Much of the blame of high costs have been leveled on third-level airlines that provide air services into the area, but a company, North Coast Aviation, attributes high cost for air freight to global fuel prices and expensive costs of maintaining aircrafts. Chief Engineer Simon Elap says planes are expensive to fix and airstrips aren't being maintained to standards, causing more problems to aircrafts.
1 month to 6 weeks, so 150 hours coming to service. So plenty parts problem was some low wheel and a brake number. You're looking at 5,000-6,000 one plus service. And people are working one full service long almost 150. The cost can run up to 40-50 grand. That's just labor and bits and pieces. That's all. Suppose people are parts come inside, you're running up to 100 grand plus.
A pilot from Kabum, Thomas Kindib, says proper planning and regulation of funding for airstrip maintenance must be set out for LLGs to follow.
Fundings that have been given to airstrips from the government have not been put to the use simply because those fundings have been misapplied for something else.
Transportation hindrance has stopped people in Tep-Tep from venturing into agricultural small to medium enterprises, a sector that has seen decline for over 10 years but was widely discussed at the Madang Summit last July. This year, the government allocated 302 million kina in the national budget to help reach rural communities around the country. At the SME Summit, Trade and Commerce Minister Richard Maru spoke of the need of agricultural SMEs to create jobs and build wealth in rural areas.
12,000 students living grade 12 every year are forced to go back to the villages with no university opportunities, no tertiary training opportunities, no TVET opportunities, no nothing. They have to go and join the long list of the unemployed in Papua New Guinea.
We must translate those growth into other areas like agriculture, tourism.
So really when you start to look at the economy, it is being underpinned by the resource sector, isn't it?
This growth has not been translated into better services in rural areas.
But some places like Tep-Tep need to see tangible development in infrastructure such as roads and bridges in order for the sector to grow.
You're watching Business PNG. More when we come back. Stay with us. And now we bring you some business news before we wrap things up. Bilateral trade and exchange between Papua New Guinea and Europe is worth almost 100 million kina annually, and both the PNG and Belgium governments are positively pursuing ongoing opportunities to expand this further. Prime Minister Peter O'Neill said this on Tuesday when receiving the Ambassador of Belgium, Jean-Luc Bodson, who paid a courtesy call on him. During the discussion, Prime Minister Peter O'Neill welcomed Ambassador Bodson and congratulated him on his appointment, also expressing Papua New Guinea's gratitude for ongoing support to strengthen the national economy and facilitate development and bilateral relationships between the two countries. The autonomous region of Bougainville looks forward to implementing its high-impact projects with an increased capacity of electricity supply. This follows the signing of the Memorandum of Understanding for the Ramazan hydropower project in Buka recently. PNG Power Limited, the autonomous Bougainville government, and Ramazan landowners agreed to pave the way for construction, which begins on the 3-megawatt hydropower project. Construction of the lines will start in November this year, and the total cost of the project is 49 million kina. Chairman of the Ramazan landowners, Dyson Kaitavara, gave his support for the project and encouraged PPL in its implementation. General Manager Operating and Maintenance Martin Bigiglen said PPL is ready to complete the project for the autonomous region in December 2015. President Chief Dr. Momes was thankful for the partnership and said this was all part of nation building.
Thank you through on hard work you blow that are working, it's a collaboration. Hard work through blow working, me not been sorry. Travel line man Mary walk long hard work through long. It's like Ramazan hydropower. They're all Latino. Kalapin Ramazan me no sorry. People walk, even legally cross talk fight and stuff. Now me Hamas, you play walking good. Now you come up on one plan, good plan, outcome.
And finally, a company from the U.S., Clams Leasing, is purchasing the remaining Twin Otter aircrafts that have served PNG so well for so many years. A couple of said aircrafts are bound for an airline in Indonesia. The Twin Otter is an important national asset that has carried so many Papua New Guinean residents and vital cargo to remote villages. The company has been approached by interested PNG citizens about lease purchases of a few of the Twin Otters and to maintain them here at Port Moresby, Kiunga, Lake Murray, Nomad, Balimo, Sungi, Mohead, Telefomin, and other rural airstrips of Western Province to operate them to reach areas so difficult without air transport. However, financing them to these local PNG groups is a difficult proposition due to financial constraints. The company is currently advocating on behalf of said companies to find donors to help keep these aircrafts in the country.
We've talked to some local groups here who would like to see the Twin Otter remain serving the remote landing strips, hard to reach for people. So people have put some business plans together that would keep this going. So I'm just doing what I can to maybe help this fellow and his organization, Island Air Services. I know he's working on many directions himself to try to secure the financing for the deposit.
And that's the end of our show. For more business news, or if you would simply like to view this episode again, visit MTV online. That's mtv.com.pg/business. Until next week, have a pleasant evening. I'm Leon Jarari, and this is Business PNG.